Hello there. Welcome in. Come in. Please have a seat. Have a seat. Have a seat. Welcome to the Your YouTube Channel is Dying store. I understand that coming here is maybe not what you wanted, so please have a seat. Relax. Do you need anything? We have water, we have tea, we have some coffee if you need coffee, depending on the time of day. Or we do have some boycotted products. Just don't tell people we have the boycotted products. Just like some boycotted drinks that most people really shouldn't be drinking anyway, but people drink them anyway because they don't really care about morals. So, is there anything that I can help you with? Yes, I understand. Your YouTube channel is dying. So, most people that come here don't feel very good, which understandable. But I need to tell you that you are doing the right thing. Coming here means that you're acknowledging that something is wrong and that you are perhaps doing you're taking a step in the right direction, because the health of your YouTube channel is almost as important as your own personal health. It's not quite as important, but it's almost as important. Okay. And because you're feeling bad, it is customary for us. We do have a little teddy bear. We have other varieties, but I think this will fit you very well. So please take care of him. He is, he helps people to get better. And just if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling bad, please just give him a squeeze and take out your anger on him. He can take it. Okay. Yeah. So I'm just going to put that here for you. Okay. Wonderful. So welcome. Let's go ahead and get you signed in, because this is going to be, a little bit of a doozy. Okay. So let's talk about this. So you have a YouTube channel and it's dying. I need a bit of information to figure out how can we stop it from dying and get it back up on the rise again. Yeah. Okay. So what type of YouTube videos do you make? Drama videos. Interesting. Okay. That's not what I expected from you. But you know what? I don't judge. Drama videos they're content, and YouTube needs content. So, and how long have you been doing it? Okay. Would you say that this is your passion? Incorrect. It is not your passion. No one's passion is to make drama videos. Okay. That's just a small correction I think that you need to have. Okay. So, just with that, and can I get your channel name? It's not super important, but I do think that it is necessary. Okay. Okay. So, drama videos. It is a category on YouTube that is, it's sort of the ugly duckling of YouTube. It is the horrible underside of the YouTube community. It's truly you contributing to it, and taking your time to do it. It is honestly, it's impressive that you went that direction. I more power to you. But here's something that you need to understand with drama videos if you want your YouTube channel to not do poorly. Drama videos and drama channels in general are pretty saturated. Okay, people's attention is very divided. There's very few people in the online space that are very big and up there that requires so many drama channels. And if you're doing sort of niche drama channel topics, then it becomes one of those things where you need to figure out how to get people engaged. Because it's so saturated, sticking out in it is going to be very difficult. You also have to keep in mind that people are going to think that in general they're going to have a very low opinion of you. I'm sure you've caught on a little bit, but drama channels, they're there to cover drama, and that inherently isn't bad. But what then becomes a problem is that you start making money off of drama, off of conflict that people are having online, either rightfully or not rightfully so. If something happens that's terrible, you are reporting on it. You are, you're spreading the information. You're making it bigger. You're making it worse. And in general, you are now profiting off of other people's pain. And I'm not here to judge or anything like that. This is the most professional your YouTube channel is dying store. So I'll be honest. It's, we work with all kinds of people, and many of them are really terrible. Who would have thought? But what I will say is that, you just have to be aware and have a little bit more of a thicker skin when it comes to having a drama channel. Okay. So with that being said, I do want to ask you, what kind of videos do you end up making? Like, in terms of the drama, like, do you make niche drama videos? Do you make drama videos specifically for people who are not in the community that you're reporting on, so that like people get a little bit of a sense of, like, you're reporting on pottery drama between two pottery creators, but you're presenting it to people who don't even know anything about pottery and don't watch any pottery, but the drama itself is juicy enough that that they get engaged. Is that the kind of content you do, or do you do more big name drama? Like either celebrities or B-listers, C-listers. Whatever. Like either if it's like voice actors, or if it's YouTubers, or TikTokers, streamers. If a streamer said a bad word, or if a streamer said something that taken out of context could be seen as bad, can you take that? What kind of videos do you do? Okay, and you would say that you consider yourself sort of a more high esteem drama channel then? Yeah, you try not to do sort of, some of those awful videos. You try to do stuff that is a little bit more measured. Okay, you gotta throw that out the window. If you're making a drama channel, you have to go for the low-hanging fruit, because, yes, people think that you're awful, so why not just be awful? You can't have morals and be a drama channel. So I'm just saying. Okay, so with that, let's go over the basics. Okay, so what do I do, right? I just want to mention that, because I don't think I really mentioned what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go over different ways to manage your, like how you're feeling, help you accept what's happening. You coming here is a really good step, but we want to make sure that you are ready for what's to come, right? Then I'm going to give you tips and tricks as to how to make your YouTube channel bigger and better, regardless of morals. Okay, we don't discuss morals here in the YouTube channel is dying store, because really, if your YouTube channel is dying, then that's almost as bad as a heart failure. You sort of need the YouTube channel to succeed. Otherwise, how are you going to be how are you going to be invited to all the big events? You moved to LA for a reason, so you may as well. Anyway, what I do is I'm going to help you. Okay, so first, because you're a little bit nervous, I can kind of see it. Remember, squeeze the teddy bear. But let's talk about basic breathing, okay? Everyone talks about basic breathing, and it is very basic, but let's put a little bit of a spin on it, okay? So we're going to do some breathing. We're going to breathe in, pause, and breathe out. Breathe in, pause, and breathe out. Okay, now you're going to do that, but what I need you to say in your head and as you're breathing is, other people's trauma is content. Other people's trauma is content. Repeat this mantra to yourself so that you can get away from the morals, right? You want to make sure that, you are morally corrupt. Right? You want to make sure that you're able to create videos about people who are genuinely hurting, or people that are genuinely trying to learn. And you want to twist that in a way that make people upset and angry. Because why? because that makes them engaged. And who are they going to engage with first? I mean, yes, they might send some death threats to the people involved, but they'll engage with your content. And if they engage with your content, then what happens then? You get more subscribers, you get more views. That's right. So, other people's drama is content. Okay. And this is just something to keep in mind because, I am a very anxious person. So, I struggle with this sort of thing. And sometimes I like to think about the worst case scenario, right? Like what would happen if everything fails, if everything I do or everything you do it doesn't really come to fruition, right? So what you need to remember is if all else fails, you can always make videos about beauty YouTube. I mean, I'm not saying that the beauty industry and the beauty gurus are they're not morally corrupt or anything, but I will say that there's an excess amount of drama there, and if there isn't, you can always lie. Just lie about it, just say something, and then it'll instigate something. And if you end up being in drama yourself, then you've hit the jackpot. That means someone's noticed you enough to care about the drama that you are starting. And then it's going to be a back and forth. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to get views. You're going to get money. So that's what you need to do. Okay? Okay. So that is it with that. So next, what we're going to do is discuss your makeup. Okay? So I'm not doing your makeup. That's not my job. But I will give you some pointers, okay? Because regardless of your gender, makeup is for everybody, and makeup is going to make you go to the next level. So, as a drama YouTuber, you need to understand that if your face is on camera, your face needs to be beautiful because, people want to feel like they're more accepting of morally corrupt people if you're pretty. So we're going to have to hide your age, okay? You are, how old are you? I didn't ask. Oh, too old. Way too old. You need to look like, like you've just come out of the womb, right? You need to have no wrinkles, no pores. So I'm just going to point out here, you have just like a few pores that are a little too big, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill them with ink with my pen. And what's that going to do? It's going to make it worse. And that way, when you get back home and you look in the mirror, you'll be, offended by your own visage, and you'll then work on it. Okay. It's for your own good. It's really for your own good. Okay. Just making sure. Okay. There we go. And then you're going to need some touch-ups. Okay. It is no longer 2016. This block brow has got to go. And I understand creative makeup can be helpful and can, induce this sort of, or not induce, but it can make you express your creativity. But that's not for your YouTube channel. No. For a drama video, you need to be as bland as possible, okay? Because what's that going to do? It's going to mean that people can project onto you, right? They can think that you're actually morally not corrupt, and instead you're morally you have your own morals, so you just want to make sure that is something that you keep in mind. Okay. And then in terms of potential leads, so this is something that I'm going to have you look up in your own free time. Okay. If you should always be online. Being chronically online is not something to be afraid of, because you're a drama channel. You're supposed to be reporting on all the things happening online. And if you're not online, then how are you reporting on anything, right? You could report on politics. You could report on, injustices happening in the world. But, it's much better and much funner to talk about, just the, what someone said about another person and how that made them feel hurt. So if you're not doing that, or if you feel like you are running out of content to report on, like we said before, if all else fails, you can go to beauty YouTube. But before you do that, you can go to other drama YouTubers. Now, why do I say that? So there is, of course, in drama YouTube, some big names, and they held themselves pretty highly, and because they are really big names, they have a lot of people that look up to them. You want to go in and just stir a little bit of drama. Just say whatever you want. You could say someone's racist. You can say someone is misogynistic. They're transphobic. They're homophobic. What have you? Your imagination is the limit. And what that's going to do is it's going to cause them to address it at some point. It's a slow burn. You have to start a little bit of a movement to get them to address these rumors, right? Because you always want to put it in as rumors. You want to be as vague as possible in a drama channel, in any drama video, because what that's going to do is it's going to absolve you of any guilt, right? You're just saying it's rumors. You're not saying it's necessarily true. It's just rumors. So when it comes to family vloggers, you want to make sure that, you are able to communicate effectively about the injustices that are happening to the children. You, of course, you are benefiting from it. You're benefiting from their influence and from their continued making of content, because then you can make content off of their content. So it's a cycle, and you're benefiting from it, right? So really what would be best is if you didn't communicate about them morally, but remember, you need to be morally corrupt. So anyway, otherwise, you could talk about politics. It's sort of a hit or miss, because you want to be, as a drama channel, you want to, cultivate a base of support that has no backbone. You want them to be to have morals, but to be on all sides of the spectrum, right? You want them to feel like manners are important, but no. We cannot talk about politics. It's too divisive. So you want to make sure you're as vague as possible. You want to make sure that when you're talking about politics, if you talk about anything, it should be local. Never talk about federal. That's too big for you. You only talk about local, because if someone disagrees with you, they can give you the benefit of the doubt. Okay? And they could think that like, oh, maybe we just disagree on this like very local small thing, but when it comes to the big things we agree on, but really they might not agree at all. What is your political affiliation? I see. Okay, well, yeah, definitely don't talk about that online then, because not a lot of people are gonna like that. Just to close out with some form of advice, just from me to you, free of charge here. You will of course have to pay, but never give a solid opinion in a drama channel. I think that might be where you're going wrong here, because in your videos, if you're giving an opinion, then you're isolating people, right? Your potential audience is shrinking. Now, of course, your actual audience is pretty small, but your potential audience needs to be huge, right? Because you want to reach those big numbers. So you need to never give an opinion. Always be as bland as possible, as vague as possible, and merely hinge all of your content on manners, on recounting information. Ooh, that is another good thing to remember. If you are stuck with video ideas as a drama channel, especially as a dying drama channel, you want to make sure that you take a post from anywhere, as long as it's just like a little provocative. Blur out the name, blur out the likes, because let's be realistic, the post probably has very few likes, very few reposts, and you want to read it and act like it's a huge, big deal, right? Because what you're doing is you're amplifying this idea, but you don't want to, you want to make it sound like it's already happening, like there's already something big happening when it's not actually happening, right? This is very, very popular for drama channels that are more on the right wing. And, if you want to head that direction, that's morally corrupt of you. And I cannot abide by that. But what I will say is that, good for you. Get that bag, I guess. Now that is done, and I've given you my advice, let's just go ahead and close this out. I am going to need payment for this. Now, of course, I didn't help you specifically with coming up with specific ideas, but, you know, I'm more of a big concept kind of person. And I'm, you know, this is totally legit and something that I'm going to need you to pay for. Yeah, now, if that will be all, it is going to cost you about $200,000. I know it's a very small amount of money for what is going to be a very huge drama channel, of course. So 200,000, and I do accept Venmo, PayPal. You know, there is, of course, you know, some other like Cash App. I can also accept that. But if you want to just do cash or just any form of card, I can also accept that. Yeah. Okay, well, if you sign right here, I'll go ahead and authorize the payment right here. Okay. Yeah, right there. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty expensive, but trust me, it is completely worth it. Your channel is so important because without your channel, you know, how are people going to know about these small dramas that happen online? You know, how are they going to learn about all these things that are honestly really, really important? Okay, well, I hope you have a good one, and please come back, give us updates. We always are happy to hear about, you know, people that we've helped. Of course, the teddy bear is yours to keep, and if we, you know, if you do come back and you give us an update, and the update is not that great, we will, of course, help you, but it will cost you a little bit more. Okay, and it's not that much more, you know. It is going to be 300,000 because it is, you know, this is sort of like the 101, and that'll be like the 102, because you've taken my lessons and you haven't learned from them. You know, be morally corrupt, be vague, and you know, just be morally corrupt. That's a really important part. Okay. All right then. Well, you have a great one and good luck.